Welcome back to Drinks Coach. We're slowly improving things. My lovely wife has drawn these lovely pictures at the back to remind you where you can see us. We've got Drinks Coach UK TV, which is what you're probably watching now. And we're on Twitter and Insta on Drinks Coach UK and Vinesack at the top there. So do tune in on Insta or Twitter. It'll be 8 o'clock every night, except for our first evening, which will be after the NHS clap, so 8:30. Monday to Friday. If you want to see your wines being featured on here, then do contact me or James Gabani at Cube Communications, and we can possibly talk about it. But in the meantime, in the early burgeoning few weeks, I suppose, thanks very much to people who have already sent me some stuff. Again, Tesco's has been very generous. Got to have some material, and we've got two cracking wines from Tesco's here today. So, what is the theme? Well, the theme is it's Fizz Gym, but not as we know it. Beep, 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 beep. So I just noticed that I'm getting quite a lot of interesting sparkling wines through the post, and don't really get a chance to talk about the other ones. You know, we talk about English sparkling wine. Fair play. We really should support them. We've got the Good Friday movement. May not have been able to do something for Friday, but I'll do something to support the the English vineyards in due course. But here we've got some wines which don't come from the places you normally buy sparkling wine from. Everyone knows Prosecco. Everyone knows Champagne. What don't they know? Well, we have a Crémant de Bordeaux. Sparkling wine from Bordeaux. Not many people knew about that. We have a Blanquette de Limoux, which is maybe the best value sparkling wine, if not in France, possibly in the world. And we've also got a wine here, which was a bit of a nice surprise in the post. Very fancy label. It's J Cuvée 20 or 20 or however. It's all a little bit mysterious. But it comes from Russian River, which is the northern or mid-northern coast of Sonoma Valley. And it's a place where they have very, very high quality vineyards, and some of the best Pinot Noir and Chardonnay is grown there. And that wine is made from the great varieties you'd expect. It's Pinot Noir, it's Chardonnay, it's Pinot Meunier, little kiss of. So without further ado, let's try some wine. This is Calvet, Crémant de Bordeaux. Now, Calvet is what we call a négociant. I did study in Bordeaux at university there, in fact, and lived there for a while. And there's kind of different levels. We've got a very strange official retail system where you either buy wine directly from a vineyard, vente direct, or you buy it in tank, en vrac, from a courtier, who's a guy that buys whole tanks of finished wine and sells it to a négociant, for example, who then blends it to make a bigger cuvées, or indeed they buy the fresh fruit directly from the vineyard. But Calvet is one of the absolute sort of like tip-top, big, respected négociant estates. And if you're going to make sparkling wine any quantity, you need to have quite a lot of grapes coming in. So it's quite rare to find sparkling wines made in Bordeaux in any size. Probably the biggest one is Les Cordeliers, which is in Saint-Emilion, which is made from a Semillon, which is I suppose it's the most ideal sparkling variety that they have in Bordeaux. But here we've got Calvet Crémant de Bordeaux. Let's have a look at that. It's fantastic. Okay, so what's in it? How's it made? Well, most sparkling wine is kind of made the same way, more or less. You might quibble about whether you can machine pick the grapes or whatever, which has its advantages of speed, if nothing else. But these wines are all made the same way, which is traditional method. Traditional method was loosely called, without being sued, the Champagne method. But there are specific caveats attached to that. But it's metodo tradición tradicional in cava, for example. It's made like a cava or a champagne. It's a bottle fermented fizz. They get the grapes, they pick them in the vineyard, they squish them, make them into a wine, put them into a bottle, and then they re-ferment it with more sugar, more yeast, which develops all the characters in bottle. But it won't have spent as much time as an expensive sparkling wine. This wine's actually extremely reasonably priced at 10 quid at Tesco's. It looks fancy. It's also made from two grape varieties, which we don't really talk about with sparkling wine, but are grape varieties, of course, that have to be grown in Bordeaux. So we've got Semillon. Semillon is a grape variety which is well suited to making sparkling wines because it's got a very low level of viscosity. Some grape varieties like, Chardonnay, Pinot Gris, are small varieties with big, thick skins, which have got lots of fruit oils, which makes the wines a bit goppy, a bit seltzery. You want wines that have very, very low limpidity, low texture components. They're light and frothy and fresh. And Semillon's ideal for that. Why? Well, because the skins are very, very thin. So it's all juice, basically, and not all the oily stuff. But the other great variety that's used in this wine, which is rather good, is Cabernet Franc. Cabernet Franc is my absolute favourite grape variety, as it turns out, and it's the original Cabernet variety. I'll probably cover this in other drinks coaches, but it's the head of the Carmenet grape family. Once upon a time, there was only Cabernet Franc in Bordeaux, and then it mutated into Carmener, Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet Sauvignon. It's a long story. Anyway, but what we've got in here is Cabernet Franc, which is a red grape variety, remember, and it's a grape variety more likely to come across in the Loire, where it makes very herbaceous, kind of earthy, almost greenish wines. It makes fantastic sparkling wine. Crémant de Loire, as well as Crémant de Bordeaux, will be a testament to that. I really like Cabernet Franc as a sparkling wine. It has an angularity to it, it has a shape. I taste wines in shapes, and the Semillon gives a soft, smooth, fruity, honeyed quality. The Cabernet Franc gives a lovely, crisp apple, almost like a Granny Smith's crunch to the wine. So, let's have a top. It's a tenner. What more do you want? It's lovely. It looks smart, tastes smart. Bosh. Okay, next one. Let's have a look here. This is actually Tesco's finest, but it's made by the largest co-op just outside Carcassonne. If you've never been, you've got to go to the castle in Carcassonne. It's one of the world's great castle sites. It's got like 38 turrets or something. There's great restaurants there. It's surrounded by great vineyards. It's paradise. It really does typify what the south of France is all about. So there's also a very good wine bar in the castle walls where they sell all sorts of wines. All the wines are the same price by the glass, and they're absolutely delicious. And they do sort of mini sort of raves there as well, which are like dancing in the moonlight. Okay, so this is called 1531 Blanquette de Limoux. It's from Sieur d'Arc. Sieur d'Arc is the massive co-op in Carcassonne. What grape varieties are made from? Well, the clue's in the title. It's called Blanquette de Limoux. The reason why it's called Blanquette, which means the white one from Limoux, is because the vines themselves, the leaves tend to look white. They have like little furry veins on them, which makes the bottom of these look absolutely white at the right angle if the sun catches it. So it's green on one side, white on the other. And this particular grape variety locally was called Blanquette, but it's actually called Mauzac. Mauzac makes very good sparkling wine. We're not talking Dom Perignon here, but you can buy 1.5 cases of this for a bottle of Dom Perignon. So, it's all about value at the end of the day. So, it's bloody brilliant, that is. It's brilliant. I do drink quite a lot of this, I have to say. Also, some of the best Chardonnay, best priced Chardonnay in France, if not the world, comes from around Limoux as well. I mean, it's definitely Burgundy good. Anyway, that's so refreshing on a warm day like today. Trying to make the set look a little bit cooler. We've got some twinkly lights. Got some fruit in a bowl up there to make it look like I'm not drinking through this crisis. So anyway, last one. Running out of time here. Might just go over the 10-minute mark today. This is Cuvée 20. Cuvée 20. I don't know how to say it. It just sounds weird trying to say it in an American accent, but then again, my American accent sounds Welsh. So anyway. Ooh. Well. Californian sparkling can be very good. Can also be not very good. There are top champagne houses that established estates there. Moet et Chandon, with Shadow Creek. Domaine Carneros, which is Tattinger, particular favourite of mine. And also Rodera Quartet, which is one of the great New World sparklings. And this is another premium sparkling wine made in that area. Russian River, as I said, is on the Sonoma coast. It's sort of north of where they filmed The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock, Bodega Bay. This wine, because it's from such a warm country, doesn't smell quite as fresh and limpid. It's got nuttiness written all over it. I did read in a blurb that it should be served with cheddar popcorn. Yes, please. I might make some in about 5 minutes. But the idea of like sort of savoury, like a gougère or something with the sparkling wine is perfect. Bloody hell, that's pretty good. It's very warm and broad because you're in the sunshine. It's riper, and as I mentioned earlier, with these wines being light and fresh and trying to keep the texture down in California, that's hard to do. Everyone's got a tan, baby, and the wine has more richness and texture in the mouth. I can taste Pinot Noir definitely, which has got a kind of, it manifests as almost a roasted hazelnut quality. There's some Chardonnay definitely in there. Like lemon curd. It's almost creamy, that wine. Not as refreshing as sparkling wines from cooler countries, but in of itself, very, very, very interesting and absolutely probably delicious with food. Fantastic with food. I'd serve that with some sauteed prawns or maybe some ham or something like that. But yeah, that's an absolute cracker. So it should be. It's around 30 quid. Go online. There are places online where you can buy it, mostly independents. I think it costs nearly $40 in America, so that kind of superannuates up a bit. Anyway, there we go. Unusual sparkling wines. Crémant de Bordeaux, Blanquette de Limoux, American Fizz. Thanks very much. See you next time.